Recently, Wall Street hedge fund managers, playing a notion that the GameStop video game store was in dire straits, placed a massive short on their stock. This was theoretically a good idea until a frenzy of Reddit users caught wind of it. A social media effort to drive up the stock resulted in massive losses for Wall Street and surging wealth for the stockholders. And apparently Hollywood thinks this makes for a great movie idea. While the world was wildly buying and selling GameStop stock shares, Netflix had their eye on a different investment. A handful of days after the story took the world by storm, the streaming giant swooped in and purchased the film rights. Stick around as we take a closer look at the moving parts of the upcoming film. How Reddit rattled the market. Let's take a look at how this bizarre story unfolded. You've probably heard the phrase, money never sleeps. Well, it's an apt saying for the players on Wall Street. Even a global pandemic hasn't slowed an insatiable thirst for profit. Even stuck at home, hedge fund managers smelled blood in the water and acted accordingly. The video game chain GameStop has routinely reported losses over the last few years. This poor performance caught the eye of hedge funds like Citroen Research and Melvin Capital. Expecting the downtrends to continue, these funds decided to short sell. GameStop wasn't alone in this strategy either. The stocks of the movie theater chain AMC were also heavily shorted. Short selling is essentially betting against a company's success. So if GameStop and AMC continued to spiral downwards, the hedge funds that shorted the stock stood to gain from their failure. Judging from the recent lack of success of these companies, the massive shorts seemed like sure bets. However, unfortunately for the hedge fund players, they weren't the only ones stuck at home during a pandemic monitoring the stock market. So too were the legions of users on the social news aggregate Reddit. Specifically, a subreddit called r/Wall Street Bets caught wind of the hedge fund shorting that was taking place. The fallout was a class struggle that would have made Karl Marx blush. If you take a closer look at the Wall Street Bets subreddit, you'll discover a cadre of nihilistic day traders who like taking market gambles far riskier than the average trader is willing to. The result is a community that seems to glean as much joy from people's losses as they do gains. They have their own lingo, inside jokes, and most importantly, their own unique strategies. This merry band of misfits started one of the most prolific examples of sticking it to the man ever seen. After noticing the short selling from the hedge funds, this subreddit began to sound off to its readers to short squeeze. This strategy works by buying shares in the shorted company to drive up the stock prices. If the shares don't dip to the expected short price, hedge funds that made those gambles have to buy shares to fulfill their obligations. The squeeze took off like wildfire. Investors began buying GameStop like mad. Whether it was an effort to make a profit, screw the hedge funds, or merely get a laugh, Wall Street Bets helped GameStop stock soar 359%. The aftermath was a collection of hedge funds getting hurt, a series of memorable memes, and some iconic investment ideas. Hey, if you're enjoying this video so far, be sure to give it a like and subscribe to our channel if you haven't already, and stick around for more about the GameStop movie. With that said and done, if you're still confused, it's okay. This is a deeply convoluted situation that's still unfolding. Luckily, Netflix is making a movie to help explain it. Netflix, of course, is no stranger to making movies. They have several hundred original titles under their belt. And the streaming giant has 54 Academy Award nominations and 8 wins. Within days of the story breaking, Netflix announced they obtained the rights to the story. In traditional Hollywood fashion, they're striking while the iron is hot. Netflix is fast-tracking the film and putting together an impressive team to produce it. Mark Boal sought to pen the script. The premise is set to use the example of the Reddit short squeeze as a catalyst to show the tremendous impact social media can have on the market. Furthermore, it'll illuminate the vulnerability the hedge funds were subjected to when faced with financial rebellion. As far as the theme of the film, many believe it will feel like the spiritual sequel to the 2015 film The Big Short. This comedy drama from Adam McKay unpacked the complex financial collapse of 2008. To capture this essence, Netflix is in talks with Mark Boal to write the GameStop stock movie. Boal is known for Oscar-winning scripts The Hurt Locker and Zero Dark 30. Interestingly, 3 of Boal's scripts, The Hurt Locker, Zero Dark 30, and Detroit, were helmed by Oscar-winning director Kathryn Bigelow. Though Netflix has not tapped a director yet, many believe that because of their past collaborations, Bigelow could be at the top of the list. Although those are the only details on the script at this point, there is some news in the casting department. Netflix alum Noah Centineo attached to star. Along with the Mark Bowl note, Netflix has also released the news that Noah Centineo is set to star in the GameStop stock movie. Netflix has been working with Noah for some time. He's already had roles in their original films, To All the Boys I've Loved Before, and Sienna Burgess is a Loser. While Noah may not be a household name yet, it looks like his career is on the cusp of blowing up. Along with the lead in this film, he's set to have a major role in the upcoming DC Universe movie Black Adam alongside The Rock. He's also in talks to play the lead role in the He-Man reboot. As far as his capacity in the GameStop movie, nothing has been said. Some have suggested he could play one of the Redditors of Wall Street Bets who's integral in starting the frenzied short squeeze. Multiple players working on projects. It's not just the popularity of the story that's speeding this project up at Netflix. It's also worth noting there are a few studios working on GameStop stock projects. Making a film about this story is becoming as convoluted as the story itself. Shortly after the Netflix news, MGM Studios revealed they acquired the rights to an unwritten book about the GameStop stock story. The proposed book is to be written by Ben Mesrich. Mesrich's name may ring a bell as he was the author of The Accidental Billionaires, which was the foundation of the 2010 film The Social Network. Another project is in the early stages at HBO. They're teaming up with Blumhouse on a film following the GameStop story as well as the rise of social media day traders. Those are just the fictionalized versions of the story. There are also reportedly 2 documentaries in production following the events. It's a whirlwind of news about a massive story. We'll follow these projects as they unfold, but it's looking like Netflix is winning the race for the GameStop stock movie. So, what do you think? Does it sound like the kind of content you're looking forward to streaming? Does Noah Centineo have the acting chops to lead a Reddit revolution? Let us know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a like and subscribe to Trender if you haven't already. Click the bell icon to stay updated on all our latest content.